Greetings all, I'm Ponyfan and welcome to or back to my channel. Real quickly, I would like to give a shout out to Dragon Sheep, who kind of created this challenge. She created the Wings of Fire Hybrid Challenge, and I pretty much took the same rules and basic idea and created the Dragon Prince Hybrid Challenge. Real quick before we begin, this is a speed paint, so warning, lots of movement and flashing and stuff like that. Oh, and spoilers for the Dragon Prince if you haven't seen it. And if you're still here and haven't seen it, I'll give you some information so you're not completely lost. The Dragon Prince is a TV series on Netflix about two princes and an elf. They go on a quest to return the dragon egg to its mother for the first few seasons. And then there's other stuff now, but I won't spoil that for you. That's pretty much what you need to know. Now I'll tell you about the different tribes in Sadia and information so you understand what's happening. So a long time ago, the humans used to live in Sadia, but bad stuff happens, so the elves and dragons kick them out. And there's like this giant river of lava that separates the human kingdoms in Sadia. And well, that's pretty much Sadia. So Sadia has a lot of magic, and the humans don't have any magic, so they're constantly at war with each other. I recommend you just watching the series because I'm not going to explain it well. So, just go watch the series on Netflix. There's these 6 primal sources, where like the power sources for all the magic. The sun, the moon, the sky, the stars, the earth, and the ocean Arcadum. And all the creatures in Sadia are connected to one of them. So there's like 6 tribes of elves, and that's pretty much where this challenge comes from. It's to mix the 2 elf tribes and get new elves out of 2 different tribes. Yeah, that made no sense. Go watch the series. So real quick, I wanted to add, I read something or saw something somewhere that there's 2 types of blood earth elves. One's more tree themed and one's more rock themed. So I created that on the wheel, but when I went to find some reference art, I couldn't find that existing anywhere. So I'm not sure if I'm wrong about that, and maybe there is no rock variant of blood earth elves. If there is, tell me. If there isn't, just get over it. Because I've now added a rock variant, and I'm not changing it. I'm not recording a whole new episode. So we're going back to the wheel. You would have noticed I only it only went around 4 times, and that's because the reason I created this challenge, because I wanted an OC, but I didn't really like the Skywing designs, and I really liked the Tidebound Elf designs, but I like the Skywing's powers. So I made a hybrid for my OC. Yeah, and that's where this challenge kind of came from. So I'm going to talk about the character on screen right now. She is a Skywing Tidebound Elf, which I have dubbed a Skybound Elf. And her name's Melanie, and she's a dancer. Since she's half Skywing Elf, I debated giving her wings, but I decided against it. Instead, I gave her like these fins that are shaped like wings, because Seabound Elves have fins on their shoulders. They're kind of spiky, so I took that idea and just made them into wings. I'm not exactly sure why I chose to make her a dancer, though. I do like the idea, more or less. The art itself isn't too good. I'm just not good at drawing people. And her face is really bad. I tried to make her horns look like coral, like Finnegan's. I think that's his name. And I gave her the ribbons on her wrist, just kind of like a ribbon dancer. I think that's what they're called. And I gave her fins also on her arms. And a long turquoise dress. I decided her backstory would be her parents died when she was real young, so her uncle raised her. And I heard somewhere that the Skywing Elves are like wanderers, they don't live in one place. So I decided to go with that. They wandered around Sadia for a long time. But she decided to become a dancer, and now she kind of wanders around and dances. Yeah, it's a terrible backstory. That's pretty much all I have to say about that character. The art, though, it's okay. It's not my favorite. I tried to make her look both like a Skywing and Tidebound. You have to tell me how I did. Oh yes, I remembered. All the elves have like markings on their face and body, and I tried googling it and see if they were birth marks or if they were tattoos. Google said they were born with them, but I also read somewhere on Reddit that they are tattoos. So I'm not sure which. So I decided that they are born with them. You have to tell me if you know they're born with them or if they're tattoos. So I made her tattoos kind of like sky wings. Or markings, excuse me. I took some reference art from Ibis and Nynx, I think that's her name. And they both kind of have like these triangular markings. So I gave her some like that.
Sunset fading, leaves are changing. Ooh, yeah. Summer's gone, but we're still dancing. Ooh yeah, ooh, yeah. Sweater weather, chill together. Pumpkin spice on every corner. Ooh yeah. Bonfire nights, starry lights. Hey, hey. Crunching leaves, moon so bright. Come on. Cozy blankets, hoodie season. Cider sipping, it's our reason. Fall vibes, fall vibes. Feel it in the air. Fall vibes, everywhere we share. Fall vibes, dancing.
Alright, so next up we have a Skywing and Earth Blood Elf rock variant. And I named him Edward. I know it's not a very elf-like name, but he felt like an Edward to me. So I put him in like the sitting pose. I had a lot of trouble doing it. The arms and all, it just didn't end right, and I kept changing them. I eventually got where I liked it, even though it's still not perfect, but but it's acceptable. What do I say now? Edward's supposed to be taking care of a flower. Yeah. I guess I can talk about his character. He doesn't know he's a half-blood. He's never met his father, which is the Skywing. And his mother has never told him. So, yeah, nobody actually knows he's half-blood. He does have some skywing markings on his face, and that's pretty much the only thing you can really tell is he's got weird markings. And his horns, I tried to make them look like crystals, but they don't really look like crystals when the shading's done. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I did shape his ears like Skywing elf ears, so his markings and his ears are really the only thing that looks different about him. I gave him markings all over his body because other Earthblood elves had those markings. Terry was the only one I looked at, so he had those markings. And I put him on some shorts, and I gave him a blue scarf. I feel like his father had the blue scarf, and that's where he got it, and his mother gave him the scarf. That's how he got the scarf. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have on the backstory. The art, I actually really enjoyed drawing the pose. It did give me a lot of trouble, like I said, but I did enjoy drawing it. Now for the third and final, Leo. Yep, the name was perfect. And he is a star-touched elf and human, so I dubbed him a star-touched human. Oh dear. Human. And I knew right away what I wanted to do his pose. I wanted to kind of have a side view of him reading a book. So instantly, as soon as I rolled his character, I knew that. I gave him a star robe, kind of like what Aerophos has, just much shorter and not as detailed, because I'm not really good at being an artist. And I made his horns more stubby, because Aerophos' horns remind me of a deer. And you know when a baby deer is not yet grown his horns, but he still have those little stubs? So I designed his horns like those. And I changed his hair color from white to dark blue, almost black, because the reference art I found for the star-touched elf I was using had black hair, and I really liked it. And that's pretty much it. I gave him star markings, like little diamonds under his eyes, and he's reading a book. The symbol on the book is a star, but I haven't drawn it yet. That's pretty much all I have to say about him. I don't have a lot done for his character, and I probably won't ever write a lot for his character. I don't know, if you really like him, I could. So that's pretty much all I have to say on them. I'll meet you back at the end of the video and say bye and all that. Hi, hello. Yes, it's me. I'm back. So, these are the finished pictures: Melanie, Edward, and Leo. So that's about it. This is Pony Fans saying bye. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.